What's going on, guys? This is Nate from the Metacall, and today I am bringing you a deck profile of a deck that I have tested and tested and tested, and I finally think that I have the best build that I can get. This deck has beaten meta decks such as Shaddoll's, Burning Abyss, Lightsworn Rulers, Prophecy, and many others. Now, if you can look down right below this, you'll see that the name is Frognarks. Now, you're going to be thinking to yourself, hey, how is Frognarks even possible to beat these kind of decks? And you just gotta think, hey, it's either luck, skill, or a little bit of both. And you know what? If I have to take a little luck to win, then guess what? I'm gonna take it any day of the week. So we're gonna jump right into this video. I'm gonna show you all the cards of the deck, explain a little bit about it, and then that's all we're gonna do. It is Christmas after all, so we're hopefully gonna get this done quick and easy. That way you don't have to watch me and you can go play with whatever you just got, or enjoy your time with family and eat lots of food. So, to start off the deck, we are playing with 3 superheroes, also known as Nightcrawler, Wolverine, and Batman, also known as 3 Swap Frog. Swap Frog is the main engine of the deck, and without him you can't really get anything going, and it just moves everything along, because without him you can't dump your frogs into the grave, and you know, just not very much fun at all, especially if he gets veilered or if anything happens to him. So, moving on, we do have 3 villains of the deck. Our Searcher, 3 Dupe Frog, also known as Penguin, the Riddler, and the Joker. Now, like I said, he is the searcher of the deck. Usually you are going to be searching out your Swap Frog, but you can search out your Flip-Flop Frog and or your Treeborn Frog. So it just depends on what you have in your hand and what you need at the time. He's also really good because he has a 200 ass, so if you really do need to sit on him, hopefully, or 2,000 ass, so if you need to sit on him, then you can. Next card in our deck is Carnage, also known as Flip-Flop Frog. We do play one. We play one on the side. His name is Venom, actually, which I will show you right now just so you can get a look at him, just because I do like showing these cards off. But we do have Venom in the side. We play one in the main, which is Carnage, and it's just there because sometimes we do run into cards that we can't get around, that we can't target, that we really just need to get rid of, either an XYZ, a Synchro, something like that, and it can just pop it right back to the extra deck, and we don't really have to worry about it anymore. So, there's that. Then our last frog of the deck is one Treeborn Frog. His ulti, we don't really need to play with the Superman alternate art because we do have Superman right on the mat, so we're playing with this instead. Moving on to finishing up our Frog engine, we are playing 2 Ronin Totem with the names of Deathstroke and Deadpool. So these are obviously main components of the deck that help you tribute summon all your monarchs. Moving on to our tribute monsters, the first one we are playing with is 3 Caius, the Shadow Monarch. Now Caius is the main monarch of the deck. It really moves everything along. It does not destroy, it just banishes. One of my favorite things to actually do with this is to banish either your opponent's monster that's dark and have them take 1,000, or banish your own Caius and have them take 1,000. It's pretty much like a cowboy, only a little bit better. So, definitely got to be playing 3 of him. 2,400 beat stick, banish his monsters, push these things out of the way. If they do have something like a Dimensional Fissure or Macrocosmos or something else you need to get rid of, it can also be used to get rid of those as well. Then we are playing 2 of what I like to call his sister, Rise of the Storm Monarch. Rise is really good at locking down your opponent because if they set something that you know is dead and they can't do anything with it and that's the only card they have, you can summon this and send it right back to the top of the deck so they have to draw again the next turn. So it's really good at putting your opponent back a step while you're continuing to move forward. And finally we've got 2 Majesty's Fiend. This is a new tech that I'm trying out. I have played it in the side before, but now I'm maining it. It's just a really good card that really slows down your opponent, kills decks like Shaddoll's and Burning Abyss. So it's just a really good card that just makes it so they can't really play. I mean, you can't do much either, I guess, but the fact is they can't do anything, so you can just kind of keep making your plays, especially if you have things like Monarch Storm 4th in your hand and stuff like that. Moving on, we've got 2 Sea Lancer. We play 2 Sea Lancer instead of 1. I upped this from 1 to 2. I realize that you are pushing through your frogs really fast now. It's kind of like a turbo deck now. Because of it, you're trying to get through them as fast as possible, getting them into the grave, banishing them with Ronin Totem and special summoning. So you do want to bring those back and put those into the grave, and they do help because if you can banish like 2 Dupe Frog, grab them with a Sea Lancer, then once he's destroyed, you can search off of Dupe Frog's effects. So then we've also got 2 Light and Darkness Dragon, one of the big beat sticks of the deck, and our final tribute monster actually. But Light and Darkness Dragon just says no to everything. It just says, nope, can't do that. And yes, it does lose attack and defense, but the fact is, it stops everything your opponent does. It does stop things you do too, so when you're doing this, make sure you don't have any big plays planned, It's pretty much one of those times where either you're going to be going for game and you know that they can't stop you, or you're just making it so they have to use all the resources. And the best thing apart is when they destroy it, you get a special something. So hey, you're going to destroy this? Okay, I'm going to special summon a Sea Lancer. Next turn, activate effect. Bring all my banished frogs from the banished zone and connect them to him. Great, now I have a 2300 beat stick. Great. Now we're also playing 2 Gores. We did up this from 1 to 2, obviously. Gores is really there because if they're attacking you and you know they're going to OTK or something like that, you can stop them with this. It's just a really good card. Next on our list is a new card that has recently come out, Denko Sekka. You don't set cards in this deck, so this card is a really good card that helps you set, just have your opponent set all their cards and you can summon this and just shut them down. Because if they're playing a lot of spells and traps that they set, then they can't activate them, you can do whatever you want, and it's just a really good card that helps you say that you can do things, your opponent can't do anything at all. That is all for our main monsters. We do play 5 hand traps. Going along with that, we play 3 Battle Fader, as well as 2 Ghost Trick Jack Frost. Now Ghost Trick Jack Frost is really good because it does not target, it flips your opponent's monster face down, and then you can kind of just do what you want. You can tribute it later on and either banish it, banish your opponent's monster, send it back to the top of the deck, doing whatever you want. That is all of our monsters that we play. Moving on to these spells, we play 3 Monarch Stormforth. Amazing card, does not target. Some people are saying that it got eroded and it does target now. Does not target at all. It just says that you can tribute your opponent's monster instead of tributing one for yourself, so you don't even need to have a monster on your field in order to tribute. So, really good card. One of the cards that just makes this deck. If they didn't have this card, if they didn't make this card, you wouldn't even have a deck. This deck wouldn't even be being played right now. Next up, 2 Soul Exchange, kind of goes along with the Monarch Stormforth, allows you to tribute your opponent's monster. You just can't attack that turn, which is a downfall. It's kind of like Soul Charge, you can't attack, but if you have to get rid of your opponent's monster, sometimes you have to make that sacrifice. Next up, we've got 2 Enemy Controller. Enemy Controller is an amazing card, lots of combos with this deck. You can special summon Treeborn in your standby phase, tribute it off with Enemy Controller, take your opponent's monster, special summon Treeborn Frog because it is still your standby phase, tribute both of them for Light and Darkness Dragon, and say have fun. Because now they have to try and use their resources to whittle it down enough so they can destroy it. Another cool thing that I recently just learned about this card that I never really realized before is you can actually tribute it with other things as well. Or you tribute other things for this. So, very fun card. Really allows the combos to go off. Next up, we do have 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. We do play 2 Denko Sekka, like I said before, but this card really allows it so if they do have something on the field that's going to destroy you, say like a Dimensional Fissure, then if you can grab this, you're good to go. Or if they have vanities on the field, you can pop whatever you need to, get rid of the vanities, pop the defissure. Just allows you to keep making plays if they do have something like that up on the field. Our last 2 cards in the deck we play is 1 Creature Swap, because there's nothing better than special summoning a Treeborn Frog in attack mode, seeing your opponent's face, not thinking that you know what you're doing, and then creature swapping it with one of their powerful monsters. And also 1 Regeki, because sometimes you do need that destruction just to clear your opponent's field if it is getting too big for you to handle. That is all of the main deck cards in the deck. There's 41. It usually was 40, but I did put in that second Denko Sekka when I was able to get a hold of it. I don't think that hurts the deck that much. If it doesn't end up playing the deck with consistency issues, I will look towards taking something out and figuring out a way to make it down to 40. But so far there has been no issues with it, and I'm not really complaining. So, moving on to the extra deck. For the rank 1s, we are playing 2 Psycho Magician, 1 Ghost Trick Dollahan, which allows you to grab your Ghost Trick Jack Frost back from the grave if you need it, as well as 1 number 39 Utopia Roots. For the rank 2s, obviously we have to play Gachu Gachu, so we're playing 3 of them. Then we're playing 2 Daigatsu Phoenix, really good card that allows you to attack either twice with it, or allows you to attack twice with Ryza if you're able to get it out. And then 2 Herald of Pure Light, really good card, allows you to grab cards back from your graveyard, either Caius, Ryza, Majesty's Fiend, Light and Darkness Dragon, anything like that that you really need to get from the grave, so you can reuse it, and you can grab those. And our last 2 rank 2s that we're playing is 1 Ghost Trick, so Cute Boss, and 1 Dark Mist. You're not really going to see this card as much because we aren't playing 3 Ronin Totem. There have been a few builds that play 3 Ronin Totem, and then they can make this with ease. We're not really doing that, so these 2 cards are really just fillers in case we need them. It's not really probable that we're ever going to need them, but they're just fillers. And then our final card for the extra deck is 1 Photon Strike Bouncer. This card, we don't really overlay much with the Monarchs, but when we need to, this is pretty much the only thing that we'll ever be going into. We are only playing 14 cards in the extra deck. I'm still trying to figure out what I should put in for the 15th card, if I should put anything in for the 15th card at all. If you do have any suggestions, please leave them down below, just so I can kind of figure out what I should put in there for it. That is all I've got for now, guys. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe and share with your friends, because all support is greatly appreciated here on the Meta Call. I hope you guys have a great Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year as well, if I don't get back to you before then. But, as always, this is Nate from the Meta Call, signing out. Peace.